Most people probably think about their house when they think of a wooden structure. But here at the STEM building that's under construction on the campus of Michigan State University, this is nothing like your average house. With components like these massive glue-laminated timbers and cross-laminated timber decks up above, this is something like most people have never seen before. Cross-laminated timber is made up of an odd number of layers of 2-by-dimensional lumber, as you can see here in my example, with each layer placed at 90-degree orientation to the layer next to it, which makes for a very strong wooden material. In the STEM building here at MSU, CLT is being used in floor and roof decks, as you can see up above me. Here at the STEM building, we're also using glue-laminated timber, or glue lams. Glue lams take those same 2x4s or 2x6 pieces of lumber, but instead of arranging them at 90 degrees to each other like in a piece of cross-laminated timber, in this case the individual laminations are placed in parallel with each other and then glued, which makes for a very strong either column structure or, again, as you can see up above me, the beams that support the CLT floor decks.
These products mimic massive sawn timbers, which have been used for hundreds of years in post and beam and timber frame construction. Massive sawn timbers are large, solid pieces of wood, often 6 to 8 inches thick in each dimension, and can be 10 inches thick or more. In fact, Northern Europe, particularly Scandinavia, has dozens of stave churches which were built with solid sawn timbers and have lasted, in some cases, for more than 700 years.
The first step in building the wooden structural frame for the STEM building here at MSU is attaching the glue lam columns to the concrete foundation. As you can see down here, that's done with a steel base plate that's embedded into the concrete, that these massive glue lam columns are then slid over and connected through with a series of bolts. Once the massive glue lam columns have been erected, it's time to put up the horizontal part of the structure, the glue lam beams. There's lots of different connection types for the glue lam beams, but you can see the most common type here up above me, which is a metal seated connection, which is in essence a shear connection for the beams, in this case beams to girders, or if you look over that way you'll see where the girder is connected into the column using very much the same kind of connection. On the other side of me you'll see a brace connection. These X-shaped connections are custom fabricated. In the case of the MSU STEM building, they come from Germany. There's quite a bit of lead time on these. And the purpose of these connections is to make sure that the building is rigid to wind forces that might try to rack the frame and pull the frame out of square.
Advantages of building using mass timber often include construction time and cost savings. The sources of these savings will vary from project to project because of the uniqueness of buildings, but in general, savings come about because of the relative light weight of mass timber elements compared to other construction materials. Often, this means being able to use a smaller crane. Because of the lighter weight of structural materials along with smaller cranes, we also see smaller crews. Because CLT decks and wall panels have inherent structural properties, the supporting structural frame in mass timber buildings often consists of fewer individual components. This means fewer pieces to lift into position, meaning faster time to completion of the structure. The net result of these changes in the construction process means a faster construction time, which opens the door to potential cost savings.
I hope you've enjoyed getting a chance to look at the STEM building on the campus of Michigan State University that's under construction. Like I said earlier, this is something that very few people in the United States have gotten to see before, so I hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into something that we expect to see more and more of in the United States over the coming years. Be sure to come back to campus in the fall of 2020 when you can visit the STEM building after it's been complete.
To find out more about mass timber at Michigan State University, go to canr.msu.edu/masstimber.